1, 2, I got a spicy update for you. Hit it. Here's a quick little recap for you. Love you. I got word that a cop who was fired from Benton County, a cop who was fired from the Benton PD, the city of Benton PD, now works at the county, Saline County courthouse. I'm not sure if he works at this courthouse or another. He definitely works for the sheriff in some way. I don't believe he's a normal deputy. I believe he's some kind of bailiff or, acting security of some kind. So I wanted to find him. Hey, I got a question. Do you know where Matthew Fee works right now? He's supposed to work for the sheriff's office.
Do not.
I didn't know if he was a bailiff here or a bailiff.
No, I don't have a bailiff
else.
for that name. No,
Gotcha.
no. That I do not have.
He was ran off from the Benton PD, and I don't think he's telling the sheriff that. I don't think the sheriff knows, and so I'm just curious.
I have no earthly idea of anything else. But.
Well, don't tell him if you see him. I'm not looking.
I don't know anything.
You're right. Good to see you, man.
Hey, good seeing you.
All right, here I am in the city of Benton, which is in Saline County. I say Saline sometimes, but I get yelled at for it. It's Saline County. So we're at the sheriff's office and the detention center. One thing I'm going to do is see if they have unlawful signs like some of the neighboring counties had until we the people made them take them down. If you haven't seen those videos, I will leave a link. We got 2 different sheriff's offices to remove unlawful signs, all within a week or two of each other. I don't see any over here. Yeah, see, there's not one unlawful sign over here. I don't see any. The other thing we're doing is so ex Benton police officer Matthew Fee, he got written up and he got written up for, I don't know, a half dozen different things. He was eventually suspended after he refused to make corrections to those things. Suspended without pay for 2 days, and then his scheduled day to come back, he just resigned. But no one on the police force liked him. He was lazy. He didn't know his job. He didn't know his rules, regulations, or laws. Everyone complained about them having to pick up his slack. So he's gone. Well, now I'm told he works for possibly Saline County CSC. I just did it. It's a possibly Saline County Sheriff's Department. He definitely works for law enforcement of some kind. He's got a blacked out vehicle that says public property. He wears a badge and a gun, but it's not a full sheriff's outfit. It's possibly like bailiff, or God forbid he made detective. So what I'm trying to do is find out where he works. Can I speak with the sheriff, please?
He's not here. This is the jail part, and he's already left for the day.
Can I ask you, is Matthew Fee an employee here? Do you know him?
Fee, detective.
He's a detective?
Yes, sir.
How did he make detective? He was pushed out of the Benton PD for being the worst officer in there.
Yeah.
He has like a long list of just laziness. He doesn't know his job. He doesn't know the laws. He was eventually suspended without pay for days, and now he works here. Hey, real quick. So one of the reasons I'm here is, do you guys know, I'm guessing he's the detective, Matthew Fee. Okay. Do you know why he doesn't work at the Benton PD anymore? No. So let's start with the reason Matthew Fee doesn't work for the Benton PD anymore. He left there early 2020. Right here, I'm going to start reading some of his write-ups, and we'll kind of go through it like that. He was written up for Standards of Conduct number 6, Know and Obey Laws and Organizational Directives. He was also written up for Standards of Conduct number 10, Working Productively. It looks like he was written up for Standards of Conduct number 10 on multiple occasions. He was written up for Standard of Conduct number 7, Competent Performance. He was written up for Standard of Conduct number 4, Use and Care of Property and Equipment. Officer Fee continues to make the same mistakes and has the same lazy attitude Since my last PCM on Officer Fee, there has been approximately 9 emails from records that contain corrections for Officer Fee. Such corrections as issues the wrong citation offense, not serving the warrant correctly, not transferring the citation, in general failing to properly complete his paperwork. I do not understand how we can keep Officer Fee as an FTO. There's no way we can trust him to teach the proper procedures to a new recruit when he fails to do it properly himself. Well, this is the guy that's now a detective for the Saline County Sheriff. Officer Fee's actions are taking away from the shift. On more than one occasion, I have had to field complaints from officers on Officer Fee. If you're getting complaints from other officers, you suck. Because they always back each other up. So that says something. Complaints such as his lack of taking calls, taking an excessive amount of time on a call, and spending majority of his time at the police department or eating. Officer Fee's lack of work ethic is affecting other officers on the shift and is causing discontentment between him and other officers, as they feel they are having to pull Officer Fee's share of the work. This is not an all-encompassing list, however. We were expecting a behavior change, and there has yet to be a significant change as the same mistakes keep happening. So it goes all the way up to the Chief Scotty Hodges. And Chief Scotty Hodges, he says an administrative hearing was held on 12/23/19, which resulted in 2 days suspension without pay and removal from the FTO program. Well, as soon as Matthew Fee comes back, he resigns. He comes back immediately and just resigns, which they always let them resign. They never just fire him. They should have fired him. If he worked anywhere else and he was doing this, he would have been fired. It wouldn't have been 2 days suspension. Name one time you or anyone you know got 2 days suspension from your work with or without pay. It's never happened. You get written up and then you get fired. So what's the deal here? Why are you allowed to resign and then move on to go be a deputy or a detective for the sheriff? That's crazy. I'm very curious what the sheriff has to say. I want to know if the sheriff knew all this about this guy when he hired him. I'm hoping he didn't, but if he did, that's going to piss off everyone else at the department that wants to make detective. I'm sure they've been working very hard for detective, and then he hires this guy. So that's probably going to ruffle some feathers. I also want to see what's on the FOIA request that I got from him. I'm waiting on that as we speak. So you just heard me say we were waiting on a FOIA request. Well, I have that FOIA request, and we're going to go over it. I asked for the disciplinary report for Matthew Fee. I asked for his current status of employment. I asked for any documentation in relation to that status of employment, his current position, and the make, model, and ID number for his car. So right off the bat, the very first thing we see is the letter of termination. So I actually want to start by saying that I found out there were other people that made complaints before I even went to the sheriff's office, which is why they did a review, and then it was already in the works, I'm learning. This notice is given to inform you of my decision to terminate your employment with Saline County Sheriff's Office. So then there's a bunch of jibber jabber, and it says your employment with Saline County Sheriff's Office is at will and your services are no longer required, and as such, your employment with the county is terminated immediately. If you have any questions about your insurance or benefits, please suck a dick. Just kidding. Blah, blah, blah. Contact Human Resources. So then we have some paperwork from his review. There's a bunch of jibber jabber in here, but it says this conference is intended to draw your attention to the deficiencies observed while working with the Criminal Investigation Division as a detective. Your actions are in violation of the Saline County Sheriff's Policy and Procedure Manual, Policy 3.1. Duty to obey lawful orders, chain of command, and subordinate responsibilities. Noted deficiencies: failure to follow chain of command, going outside of division chain of command, timeliness, prioritization, record completeness, detective shopping, going to different detectives if the answer given is not what you wanted it to be. So it's like asking your dad and he says no, so you go ask your mom. Having to be given each step on scene or told what all needs to be accomplished to clear scene, failure to have appropriate equipment. So it sounds like, honestly, he was fired from here for the same reason he was suspended from the Benton PD. The same laziness, incompetence, lack of knowledge, ignorance of the law and procedures. that got him in trouble at the Benton PD is now getting him fired at the Saline County Sheriff's Office. So I just want to make it very clear that this man was terminated by the sheriff. Sheriff Rodney Wright terminated Matthew Fee and did not allow him to resign so he could move on to the next department without them knowing of his previous employment. And that's a big deal because now it's on record that you were terminated. You didn't resign, and you don't get to make up your story for why you resigned. You were terminated for these reasons. It's on paper, it's on record, and that's what we needed. So you may be asking, Uncle Justin, don't you feel bad for showing this guy's face and all his business on national YouTube? And the answer is no, I don't. Does the police department or the sheriff's office, do they feel bad when they arrest you, whether it's wrong or right, and they take your picture and they put it on their government website with all the charges that they trumped up on you? Do they feel bad for that? No. You can even beat those charges and it'll still show up on your record as something you were arrested for. Do they feel bad? No. So essentially, I'm just doing to them what they do to us. It's equal treatment. So quit being weird about it. I see you. I think Matthew Fee needs to start a lawn care business called Cowboys and Clippings. And it's just him and his boys with no shirts on and guns on their hips, push mowing old ladies' yards for money. It's for the ladies, though. It's for the ladies. It's like a Chippendale thing. Actually, trademark. Don't steal that idea. I'm gonna do that, I think.